Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Terence back at it with another video. How are you guys doing? Hope your Saturday is great. Hope your Sunday will be even better, right? Firstly, I would like to welcome all new people to the channel. I'm extremely grateful and thankful for this awesome support I've been getting on my videos. So let's get straight into it, right? So if you read the title by now, you're probably wondering, is this going to be a solution to the opposite of what the title mentions, right? No, but it's actually a few reasons that I feel that could happen, right? And what is that I'm referring to? We'll get to that, right? So basically, in my opinion, these are three subconscious reasons as to why it's very difficult to be happy these days, or should I say, it's very hard to be happy these days, right? Now, happiness for someone is very subjective, right? For you, happiness may be something else. For me, happiness may be something else, right? But we all know that from a core point of view, or from an actual crux point of view, right? What is happiness? Happiness is when you've done something um, unwillingly. No, that's not the right word. So when you've done something without anyone else telling you to do it, right? So it's like, let's say you like to go and plant trees, right? No one tells you to go. No one will come and tell you, hey, look, wake up, go plant trees, right? After your school days, right? But if you do it because you like it, right, you get that eternal sense of joy and happiness, right? And this is not bounded by anything else, correct? So that is where I'm coming from, right? And here are three reasons as to why it's very hard to be, or very hard, or very difficult to be happy these days. One thing is constant stimulation. So, unlike the early 90s and 80s, probably got this stimulation from social media, just from their from radio, right, and a little bit of television as well. But right now we can get our dopamine rushes, just let's say a chick that you like or the guy that you like, right? Let's say he comments on your picture or like some whatever, right? So you get what I'm saying. So a simple tap can lead to a dopamine rush in your brain, saying that, oh, 10 people like my video, so I'm happy. But is that true happiness? No, because you're depending on someone else, right? Like I just discussed earlier. So happiness comes from within. It comes eternally from within, not from external things, right? Now, yes, there are things that people will say, oh, I like to become a billionaire, right? Money can buy happiness, kind of thing, right? But that's a different topic. But we are understanding the basic crux and the actual human nature of happiness, right? So the first important thing to realize is humans right now in this generation, and I think so for the next 10-20 decades, unless we peak in terms of our evolution, I think so this constant need for stimulation, either on your phone or on your laptop or on your glasses, Google glasses. Just kidding, that thing sucked, by the way. Yeah, whatever, right? We get these small dopamine rushes so quickly that our brain is subconsciously now thinking that I can get happiness quickly, right? Let's say I just have to put something on the internet, right, and someone responds in a positive way, it's happiness. If it's a negative way, it's not so, you're not so being so happy, right? Not being so happy, right? So that's one of the reasons why it's very hard to be truly happy, right? Happiness without depending on external resources, right? So that's very difficult nowadays, because people get confused with the stimulants they get from the dopamine rushes when, let's say, someone likes their picture, as an example. Now the second reason, let me just go back to my script before I forget, right? Is, I mean, I'm not a, what do you say? I'm not a person who has not done this, and most people, I think so, probably are, right? Is doing something just because of the reward. I think so. At one point of time in your life, everyone has done something just because they want to get something. Let's say they want to, they want to earn quick money, as an example, right? So they do, I know, some online business or whatever, right? So doing something just for the reward, right? That will never get you happiness, right? We know by default. I mean, there are like thousands of studies that show that if you feel like you're going to work, then that's not something that you have to do for the rest of your life, right? I mean, you can push yourself and do that, but is that something that will give you eternal joy and happiness? No, right? Because in those cases, most people who are doing that, pushing themselves to work, pushing themselves to the 9 to 5 job, pushing themselves to teach, example, whatever, right? Because of certain requirements, is because they want that end reward of, let's say, getting a paycheck, as an example, right? Now, do you think that's true happiness? It doesn't come from within, right? You're depending upon something physical and materialistic there, right? So that's another reason I feel why it's very hard to feel true happiness is because we're always focusing on the reward, especially kids who are born in India. Oh, you should become a scientist, you should become a doctor, you should become an engineer, you should become whatever, right? XYZ. Seriously? And don't tell me all that bullshit that oh no, parents think about or people think about the well-being of the child. No, it's all from a very clear point of view that the person will earn more money and that money will give him happiness. We've all seen that story, right, where a lot of millionaires and billionaires are not very happy, right? There are some, but most of them are not, right? So think about it, right? Working just for the reward may not be the right way to go about it. I'll get into that topic probably in another video because it deserves an entire video about itself and how you should choose your career or your path in life or whatever, right? Just do what makes you happy basically, correct? And not the reward. The reward should not make you happy. The process that you do, right, that should make you happy. So that's the second point. And the third thing and the last thing, and I feel this is the most important reason as to why people are not happy these days, especially in this country. If you know where I'm from, if you know where I'm from, leave a comment in the video, right? Anyways, you guys probably know by now. Anyways, so the most important reason, and I see it prevalent throughout my area and throughout this region where I stay in, right, is following other people's footsteps. We've all seen that, right? We've all read in textbooks sometimes, this person followed in his father's footsteps and he became the next king, or he became the next, I don't know, next scientist or something, right? Or the next UFC fighter. I'm just kidding. But yeah, we've all heard that phrase a lot in our school or even sometimes in our colleges, depending upon what you majored in, stuff like that, right? So do you think that's the right way, following in other people's footsteps, or do you want to build your own stories? You tell me this. Is it better to plagiarize someone's story and write a book, or is it better to write your own book, right? Think about it. It's the same logic. It sounds simple, right? But I get the point that if you have, let's say, someone that you're envisioning to emulate or to follow in his footsteps in terms of taking the person's steps, but adding your own twist to it, and because you're extremely passionate about it and that's the only thing you want to do, then it's fine. But let's say you're following someone's footsteps because your parents told you to do, because the neighbor's son is, let's say, I don't know, working in NASA or something like that, right? Does that mean that you have to do it? Absolutely not. That's the worst thing that you can teach your child, right? If the child has to reach his full potential, the flower has to bloom by himself, right? Or do you think a flower that blooms by itself is better, or when you go and pluck the petals and pull it down slowly, do you think that's better, right? So you let it happen naturally, right? So what I'm trying to get at is, do not try to plagiarize or copy other people's footsteps. Like, I've seen people like like this. I've seen people literally do this. They're like, oh look, this manager of mine, he works 12 hours a day, so I'm now going to work 12 hours a day. Right? I'm just giving a very easy example to understand, but create your own footsteps, right? That's I think so that will give you a long-term happiness, and you have a story at the end to say. See, even if you fail at whatever you're doing on your own, right? It's always learning, right? Like I said, if you have to fall in life, fall forwards. Don't fall backwards, right? Fall forwards. At least you're still going forward that way. But I feel if you're following other people's footsteps, you're falling sideways, right? Which is still not as bad as falling backwards, but still not as good as falling forwards, right? So yeah, the third reason I feel is the most important thing that people just skip, and people just put a facade over it, saying that if you do like this, if you do this, if you do that, then you'll be successful, right? And most of these people who are telling you to follow other people's footsteps are telling you to do it because they tried to do it and they failed, and they're asking you to do it. Do you really want to do that? You have to do what you want to do, right? So exactly. So just to summarize in the terms of importance of these reasons as to why we cannot be eternally happy, right? The first most important thing is because people are following too many people's footsteps. The second thing is, let me just decide which one out of my script. is constant stimulation, right? And the third, in terms of the order of least, the lesser of the three, is of not being very happy, or it's very difficult to be happy these days, is because we work for a reward, right? Some cases I get it, you're constrained and you have to do it, there is no other option, right? But if you have options, if you're still young, go ahead and please choose your own path, and um, celebrate life and celebrate every day that you do work, right? So the work that you do should give you happiness, not the money, right? I'll probably do another detailed video, a lot more detailed video as to why money is not the eternal source of happiness that way. But I hope this video entertained as well as educated you guys in terms of some subconscious reasons as to why it's very hard to be happy these days, right? And also feel free to leave your suggestions. If you come till here, till the video, I really appreciate the support and the tremendous support, right? I mean, trust me, a channel like mine is just started, is very young, right? Each and every like and each and every view matters to me, right? And if you want to contact me personally in terms of content that I need to go towards, feel free to contact me on my Instagram. You'll find it somewhere, the link somewhere in my channel. So until then, guys, I guess I'll catch you all tomorrow. Cheerio.